Hello friends, welcome to this Power Pack session on Structural Engineering Rapid Fire Questions and Answers. Whether you are passionate about civil engineering and want to master the most important structural concepts, this video is perfect for you. We will go through 100 must-know questions and answers. It is quick, clear and essential. So grab your notes and let's start. What is Castigliano's first theorem used for? And answer is to determine the displacement in the elastic structures. The next question is, what is the degree of indeterminacy? Degree of indeterminacy is nothing but the number of extra unknowns beyond the static equilibrium equations. And we know the static equilibrium equations are summation of fx is equals to 0, summation of fy is equals to 0, and summation of moment about any point is equals to 0. Now the next question is, what is kinematic indeterminacy? And answer is, kinematic indeterminacy is nothing but the number of independent joint displacement in a structure. Now the next question is, what is the difference between a truss and a frame? Truss carries only axial forces and frames carries axial forces, shear forces and the moment also. So this is the basic difference in between the truss and frame. Now the next question, and the question is, what is a buckling restrained brace? That is BRB. And the answer is, bracing system prevents global and local buckling, ideal for seismic loads. Now the next question, question number 6, what is a Maxwell's reciprocal theorem? According to the Maxwell's theorem, displacement at a point A due to the unit load at point B is equals to displacement at a point B due to the unit load at A. Now the next question is, what is the influence line? And influence line is nothing but a graph showing the variation of a functions like moment, shear, reaction, etc. as a unit load moves. Now the question number 8, which method is best suited for analyzing indeterminate trusses? And the answer is, method of consistent deformation or matrix method is best suited for analyzing indeterminate trusses. Now the next question is, what is the unit of flexural rigidity? That is EI, and the unit is kilonewton into meter square. The next is, what is meant by the plastic hinge? Answer is, a section where the moment reaches plastic moment capacity allowing rotation is nothing but the plastic hinges. The next is, what is the shape of bending moment diagram under a uniformly varying load? And answer is, it is cubic curve. The next is, what is redistribution of a moment? Shifting of a moment from highly stressed to low stress section is nothing but the redistribution of a moment. Question number 13, what is a balance section in RCC? And answer is, both steel and the concrete reach their permissible stresses simultaneously is known as a balanced section in RCC. And according to the IS 456, it is 4% of cross-sectional area. Then the next question is, what is the maximum limit of a tensile reinforcement in a beam? Then next question is, what is the minimum thickness of a two-way slab without drop panel? And answer is L upon 30, which is for the short span. It is according to the IS 456. The next, what is effective cover mean? And the answer is, distance from the extreme compression fiber to the center of a reinforcement is nothing but the effective cover. Now the next is minimum reinforcement for slabs according to the IS 456, and answer is, the minimum reinforcement for slabs according to the IS 456 for HYSD bar is 0.12% of cross-sectional area. The next question is, what is the function of a development length? And answer is, to ensure the full bond strength between the concrete and steel. Next, what is the ultimate moment of resistance? Maximum moment of a section can carry before the failure is nothing but the ultimate moment of a resistance. Now the next question, in the limit set design, what is the partial safety factor for concrete? And it is 1.5 according to the IS 456. Then question number 21, which failure governs in the long compression member? And it is but obvious, in the long compression member the failure is buckling failure. The next is, what is the net effective area in the tension members? It is a gross area minus the bolt hole reduction. The next, what is the minimum pitch of rivets? And answer is 2.5 times the diameter of the rivet. And what is a fillet weld? Weld joining two surfaces at right angle is nothing but the fillet weld. The next question is, how is the design strength of a steel calculated? And answer is, yield strength upon the partial sective factor is nothing but the design strength of a steel. The next is, what is a bearing type bolt connection? Load is transferred to bolt shank via bearing is nothing but the bearing type of bolt connection. Then what is a base shear? Total horizontal force at the base of a structure during earthquake is nothing but the base shear. Now the next is, what is a live load for the commercial buildings as per IS 875 part 2? And according to the IS 875 part 2, live load for the commercial building is 4 kilonewton per meter square. We'll get all the details about the live load on the building on commercial or the residential in IS 875 part 2. And for dead load, IS 75 part 1 is there, and for wind load, IS 875 part 3 is there. Now the next question, how is wind pressure calculated according to the IS 875 part 3? And it is calculated with the formula P is equals to 0.6 V square. The next is, what is the exposure factor in the wind design? And answer is, factor to account for terrain and height. Now the next is, what is a Poisson's ratio? The ratio of lateral strength to axial strength. It is a Poisson's ratio and it is a unitless parameter. The next is, why is shear reinforcement provided in beams? Shear reinforcement resists the diagonal tension, so it is important to provide shear reinforcement in beams. The next is, what is a creep in concrete? And the answer is, long-term deformation under sustained load is nothing but a creep. Next is, what is a ductility? Then ductility is nothing but the ability to undergo large deformation before failure. The next question is, what is SBC? SBC is nothing but the safe bearing capacity of soil. The next is, what is the function of pile? Pile transfers load to a deeper strata. The next is, what is end bearing pile? Pile resting on a hard stratum transferring load. The next is, what is a skin friction? Answer is, resistance along the surface of pile shaft is nothing but the skin friction. Then question number 41, what is a strap footing? Strap footing is nothing but the strap connecting two isolated footings. Then question number 42, what is the purpose of tie beams in the foundation? It is to resist the horizontal forces and the differential settlement. Then question number 43, what is a grillage foundation? A foundation used to distribute the heavy loads over the large area using steel beams is called as a grillage foundation. The next is, what is raft foundation? A single large slab supporting multiple columns is nothing but the raft foundation. The next is question number 45. IS code for the earthquake design. It is 1893. The next IS code for the wind load. It is IS 875 part 3. IS code for the steel structure design. It is IS 800. Then IS code for the concrete mix design. It is IS 10262. And IS code for the loads. It is IS 875. Next question is, what is a cover block? Answer is, a cover block used to maintain the cover to reinforcement. The next is, what is a formwork stripping time for slab? Then according to the IS 456, it is 7 days for the ordinary cement. The next is minimum slump for the RCC work and it is 75 to 125 mm. Then question number 53, what is a honeycombing in concrete? And answer is, void due to the proper compaction is called as a honeycombing in concrete. Thank you so much for watching video. If you like the content of video, please like it and subscribe the channel.